Okay. All right, we're recording. So welcome, Sarah, and anyone who's not watching, I'm recording this so you can um, watch it later. We're going to be talking all about vendor events. And this is my thing. I love vendor events. And, there are a couple reasons why. Because, like, when you feel like you've been into the business for a little bit, it's always great to go do a vendor event, because if your warm market is not so warm anymore, it's an awesome way to get more leads and meet new people, and it's always fun because I call like vendor events kind of like reverse blitzing in a way. You don't have to kind of go out there and feel all nervous about blitzing. People actually come up to you, and I think it's just much easier. That's kind of how I like it, vendor events. But okay, so some people ask, like, where do I find vendor events? And a lot of ways that you can look for vendor events are your direct sales friends, if you have any. A lot of times they'll know what's going on, and you can get information in some of the events that are going on, and they can help you find some and get you in some events. You can ask schools. Churches are good things. A lot of times right now they're doing their bazaars, and they're everywhere. This is the time for vendor events. This is a season. It's nice out. People want to get out. They're looking to go do things. So ask around. Radio, if you hear some on the radio, Chamber of Commerce, you can call up and say, hey, what's going on? And maybe if you're a member, they'll even give you like a discount or schedule of what's going on. What else? There's some ways. You can go on like a Facebook group and look for vendor events and be asked to put in the group, and then you'll see all the ones that come up all the time. You can just Google that and look for different areas that will, depending on how far out that you want to travel. Sometimes it's nice just to stay closer, because it's easier to do the follow-ups and stuff when you're a little bit closer. Vendor events are so fun to do if you have a team. Especially, bringing somebody with you, it's so much more relaxing. You feel like you have somebody has your back. You don't feel all alone. But they're certainly fun to do by yourself too. You can do vendor events all the way from something small to some big events if you want to. Like, I know some of the fairs will put on vendor events, and you can buy a spot. Sometimes they can be pricey though, $300 for the 3 days or a weekend, and they can be a lot of work and very exhausting. So sometimes those are great to have a few team members to go do vendor events together, because you can all pick a day or a spot, a time to take that position, and then you would get all the leads during that time that you were working the vendor event, and you can split the cost, and those are kind of nice. I've done one of those, but usually vendor events can range from $15 all the way up to $700 if you get into doing the bridal events or some type of other thing. So I have a lot better luck with just the small ones, $15 to $50 for a full day, and you can really get quite a lot of nice leads from that. Because you got to realize too, if you're spending a lot of money and maybe it doesn't end up to be all of that great of a vendor event, then you're out a lot of money, and you just really didn't get much out of it. Or you might have to get out there and really earn your money. Like you're gonna have to get out into the crowd and really pass out cards and samples and all that kind of thing to really make it worth your money. So I just like sticking with the $15 ones to $25 ones, just to get your foot in the door and really start learning how to do them, especially your first few times. And if you're not making a lot of money yet in your business, though, that's just the way to go, to start small. So one thing you want to do is when you're asking for vendor events, you want to ask for if they've advertised them. You want to make sure that they're really putting their dates out there, that they're so you'll get lots of people coming, and it's going to be a good day for you, because if they're not going to get advertised, you're not going to get a lot of business. So you want to ask that. You want to ask if they have tables for you. If you need to bring your own table, or sometimes if it's outside or inside, especially with the weather, you might want to, if it's outside, bring your own tent to set up over you so you don't get sunburnt or rained on or any of that fun stuff. Those are all things that you probably should think about. Ask if they have electricity, because some of your stuff, you might want to bring your oils, to plug in, or maybe a blender if you want to make smoothies or something. It's up to you. You can make your vendor event however special you want to make it. Whatever your gift is and you feel like doing, that's up to you. But you should really ask all these questions and be prepared. You really should get there about, early. 45 minutes to an hour earlier if you want to. It depends how close it is to you. I know I can set a table up in 20 minutes. You don't really need a lot of time, but you want to get there earlier so you can just get everything done, feel comfortable, and then you can start working some things out. Like I'll tell you what I mean there by working things out.
So Cindy?
Yes.
A tip for an outdoor event too is keep in mind that it could be windy. So like I use a lot of empty bottles. So you have to have them weighted down so they don't blow away on you. So things like that are really important that you learn as you go.
No, that's a good tip. Like we put rocks in ours. In some of your empty bottles.
Careful. You have to be careful with the rocks, though, too, because I've had bottles melt because of that.
Because of the rocks.
Just because it was so hot.
Yes.
That even in the shade, the temperature was so warm, at least here in Minnesota, that it, like the bottles, they got too hot because they're black bottles and they had rocks in.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about having the tent too over you. It can kind of help with some of that. But I know I've had a couple of very windy ones lately, and the bottles have blown over and stuff. And I've forgotten to put my rocks in, because sometimes you want to be careful if there's a lot going on. You want to put your good products out with all your good stuff in case something happens and they walk away. Simply walking away with some rocks. So that's a good thing to think about. Definitely. I'm going to write that down. Bottle rocks and stuff. So, and also you may want to have, some places ask for insurance verification, and it does have insurance for you to go do your vendor events. And you can find that in the documents section, back in your eSuites under marketing material, I think it may be, but no big deal. You can just print it out and have it with you in case they ask. That doesn't happen to me too often, but that is there for your availability. Let's see. Okay.
You have to fax that in, though. Don't you have to send it in? I think.
I'm not sure.
I randomly ran across it the other day, and I thought it said something. So I'm looking at a fair, and they are asking specifically for insurance information. So if it is a larger vendor like a fair or a home show, you'll want to make sure that if it is something that you have to fax into, it works. Obviously, you want to do that, ahead of time. So it is there, but just look into it a little bit more. I've never come across a fair or a vendor event where I've had to use it.
Yes, me either, but it
is there.
The bigger ones, I think you might have, some might ask that, and it's a good thing, right? So you would definitely, if they want that, definitely print it out and get it over to them. So that's a good idea too. So, now this is how you want to present yourself at your vendor event. You want to make sure you are decked out in your It Works gear, and looking good with bling, and, your hair's done and your makeup or whatever. You want to look presentable. You want to have a lot of enthusiasm. You want to smile because that's your best feature. You just want to look good. If you don't have It Works gear yet, just make sure you just put on some green and bling and look great. Look the part. because our colors are definitely stand out, and you're going to want to bring people over to your booth by getting them attention with your colors. And just have fun with it. You want to just show how much fun you're having, because remember, if you're not having fun, nobody else is going to want to come over and see you and see what the whole thing is. You're going to attract all this goodness when you smile and you're excited. So, and you want to make sure that you stand in front of your booth and not behind it. I notice a lot of people at their vendor events are sitting in their chair behind their booth, just watching people pass by. No. You need to get up, even put out wrap on even, and kind of wear maybe your arms or something, and show that you're wearing one, because you could start a conversation that way. But you definitely want to look the part of your It Works distributor, and I guarantee you'll be the brightest, funnest vendor at the fairs, attracting people. We have a couple things that we can do. We'll talk about our table. Now, you want to make your table look very pretty, but be careful not to make it look cluttered. Okay, so you can put, we have It Works tablecloth, but if you can't afford something like that, I just went out and got a nice black material which covered it, and I got like another green material that kind of accented it. You can take boxes and cover it with maybe some zebra print material or whatever, so you can make levels on your table, and just so you can have your eye kind of be able to look all over the place and give a nice visual. You can also put pictures up of before and afters, but put them in pretty frames, so it looks very nice. You can I have used a crate before, and I have put a crate, like a pretty crate on there, and for level changes. Not a lot of clutter. I have put candy dishes on there before for the kids, maybe just something green, licorice, or something fun like that. A lot of bling. You can put like some sparkly stuff. You want a little bit of something for each color that is walking by. Your yellows or your reds, your blues. Your blues are definitely sparkly and love stuff like that. So, and they're your party people. So definitely want to put a little bit of something each for every person. Now, if you have a banner, a pull-up banner that says It Works, you can bring one of those. I have one of those bust, that people sew on and stuff, and I'll maybe bring her in the background, and I'll put a It Works shirt on there. You can even do a little fun game like, hey, I'm naming my lady today. Anybody want to put in for a name? You can do that on Facebook or something. Always post the event on Facebook of where you're going to be, and then you can even do a little game. Say, hey, I'm naming my girl here, Wrapping Wendy, or whatever, whoever. Everybody pick a name, and then I'll give a prize out. It's just getting more attention to your vendor event that you're going to go to, and you're advertising that and the day and stuff where it is. Come on down and see me, kind of thing. So that's what I do with my table. And remember, the other vendors are watching you, so you want to make it look easy, clutter-free, easy to set up, and easy to pack down, because some of those other vendors have tons and tons of stuff, and that looks too hard for a lot of people. They're busy, and they don't need to add to that of their life of busyness, So your products, you don't have to have a lot of products. Know your market people. If you're going to know your audience, know if there's going to be a lot of guys at that vendor event, maybe you have some energy, maybe some ProFit, New You, all the stuff that guys are into, or geared to a little bit. And then if it's going to be more women, maybe more the wraps, the gel, the skincare, the oils, things like that. So just kind of, if you have that in mind, so you don't have to have too much on there. Always bring your greens though. Always have the favorites, the greens and the wraps, and your fat fighters, stuff like that. So you want to make sure you have all the good information also, especially for your greens that are coming around. They like product information, so make sure you have your brochures, wrap, your business blitzing cards. You want to have maybe loyal customers and distributor forms on hand, just in case you're going to be signing up some people. You always want to speak that out, that you're going to be signing up people. And maybe a special for your vendors, all the other vendors there. Now, this is why I said be ready and have your booth ready early, because now you can have maybe your Blitz card and put on a special little thing for all the vendors, and you can go around your vendors and introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm Cindy today. I'm over here. I have a special going on for all you vendors, all my vendor friends. Here is a coupon. If you would like to come over and wrap just today, I will give you my special, and we can wrap you up. And if you can't make it today, then I will still honor that special and come to one of my wrap parties or an online party, whatever you have going on. So that's kind of always nice too, to include all your vendor girls and get to know them, make those relationships. And then you can even say, you get their information, and you never know, they may become a loyal customer down the line, distributor down the line, or just a friend that you can get into more vendor events. So that's really nice. So you can do other specials at your table. Like take off today $5 off a wrap, have some wrap bags together, or water bottles with samples in them that you maybe want to sell for between $20 and $25, to have on your table right then and there. Fill them with green samples, chews, all that good stuff, and any other kind of specials that you want to do. Sarah, do you do any specials, kind of?
It depends on the vendor event. And I was going to just specify, like with the water bottles, you're talking about empty water bottles, like green
Right.
ones, not like pre-filled water bottles. I will do sometimes, I will do like a wrap and a bottle of water with a little greens packet as like a little special. Or I find that even just having a dried wrap and a dried facial out, and then having like that packaging sitting out with it is really helpful. And then I'll have the wraps back closer to me so that they can actually see, oh, hey, they are here.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Sometimes I'm just trying to think what other little like cutesy things have I done to put it together. I've heard like the little Ziploc bag, putting the Blitz card and the wrap in the Ziploc bag all together is a good thing, because then people can see it. Otherwise, even like if it's a Mother's Day event or something, I'll do little gift bags.
Yes, these special events for special times. That's a good idea too. Yeah.
So I think it's important to know what it is that that your event is like catering to. Like you said, you'll put candy out, for kids and stuff. So just being aware of that, and then trying to make it fun for that type of event. Even I know, like for one of the fairs, we even had bubbles going to draw the kids in. So,
see, yeah, you can be as creative as you want. It's your vendor event. So I'm always loving new ideas. And I think even like putting pictures out, I think Rhonda had said something about using her iPad and just having pictures keep rotating all out the day, if you need more room for other things. And that's a great idea too, especially if you're really technical and you like all that stuff. So, and a couple tips I was looking around, and I got, you can make signs, like for hiring now, for the business side, or if you have a new product you want to display or a couple products, you can make the sign NEW, new, and then kind of like slap it right next to the product or on the product, new, and people will be like, oh, it's new. What's up with that? Like, what's this new product? Just little hints like that, just to kind of add to it. You can put up maybe an income chart, for some of those people that are looking for extra income. Reds, they're always about the money, so whoever you're drawing in, and stuff like that. You can do some fun ideas, like you can have a little tent if you really want to, and have offer people to wrap right then and there. Call it a transformation station, a skinny booth, put up a sign, and, have a lot of fun with that. Like people, you come in and get skinny today, and, come back out and, get wrapped and get skinny. So ideas like that. Booking ideas or games are really, really fun to do. I have a wheel that has, free greens or wrap, facial, whatever you want to have it on there. And if they book a party that day, they get to spin the wheel, and whatever they win, they'll get that at their party. Make sure that, they keep that party booked. Or like you could use balloons, put the little free thing in the balloon, blow it up, and then they can pop it, and then whatever they win is you give that to them at their party. So make sure you always have like a leads basket, or for a raffle basket, or a free wrap drawing, because you want to make sure that that's the goal, is to get more leads, and that's the best way. Hey, fill out this and you'll maybe win a free wrap, facial, whatever it is that you want to give away. Those are really, really big. That's the big way to get leads for me. Another idea I heard about that was kind of cool, you can either have a whiteboard behind you, or maybe in a picture frame, and write questions on them. Like, do you have joint pain? Do you have are you a big carbaholic? Or do you need energy? Can you sleep? Giving those ideas, because if people visually may be looking back and seeing those ideas and say, that's me, I can't do this, or yes, I want to lose weight, or whatever, they see what else some of these products will do, they might be more apt to ask you, yes, that's me, what do you have for that? So it opens up the door a little bit more for those ideas also.
That's an awesome idea. I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, one really fun thing that we've done too is a taste test of the greens. So we'll have the orange and the berry, and then we'll just do we'll have like a whiteboard with a tally mark. So we have them try each and say which one is their favorite, and then put a tally down and just kind of make a fun game out of it. That's a really fun thing.
I like that. I'm glad you said that, because I had that written down under my samples, right? You can give samples away, right? Having your bottles of water and then doing your greens. Love the taste test, because that's a great opener. Hey, could you come over here? We are doing a taste test, and we would love your opinion. We want to see who wins out. I like the green, the orange, she likes the berry. We're in a competition. Let's see what you like, kind of thing. So it's really, really a fun way to get people interacting. Love that one. Also, other samples, you can make the ProFit bites. I have done that and gone around and offered samples, and those are really, really yummy. And people have like, oh, that's really, really good. Well, that's our ProFit. And if you really, really want to get creative and do all the you don't have to really bring a mixer or anything, but if you want to sample your ProFit, I heard if you bring some orange juice and throw in a scoop of ProFit, shake it up with your blender bottle, it tastes like the orange creamsicles. So that is a really nice sample to give out also. If you want to put even maybe some samples or for the doggy treats or something, as people, depending on what vendor event you're doing, make sure you have something for the dogs, or water for the dogs. It's nice. You'll be surprised how many people are coming around, their poor little doggies panting, and you're like, oh, let me give them some water, So just kind of thinking about everyone. So and then, so some things to say to people. I've had, maybe if you're new and you're at the vendor event and you're like, what do I say to these people? You kind of go blank. I always look just for a compliment. Somebody walking by and they really don't know what to think of your booth, just a smile and say, hey, how you doing today? Oh, you're drinking a coffee. Boy, I could really use a coffee. Or love that blingy necklace you're wearing. We're all about the bling. Have you ever heard of this wrap? You just really got to put yourself out there and be on stage. It's kind of fun. But I always have my dry wrap, like you said, and I talk with my hands all the time. As you can see, they're probably going on. So I will have my wrap and I'll say, well, this is what it is. And it goes from there. And it's just, That's the thing. So that's pretty much almost it. But what I really want to talk about, hit on quickly, because I know we got a couple minutes left, is your follow-up. So this is the major point of why you are doing your vendor event, is following up. It's not going to do any good if you go home, yep, I had a great time, but not call anybody. So the follow-ups are important. This is where the fruit is. This is where you really want to reach out and call everybody, because everybody's going to be a winner, right? It just depends on what you want to give them. If you want to give them half off a wrap, if you want to have a big winner and say, hey, you won the free wrap, or you won some sample greens. I'm sorry you didn't win the big prize, but you did win my second prize, or whatever, how it is. But you want to call them within 24 to 48 hours. I always try calling first, because calling is the best thing. And if I get them, I'll always say, you know, hey, Jen, thanks for stopping by my booth. It was so fun talking with you. And I just want to let you know that you were one of my winners for my raffle drawing, or however you want to say that. But if you don't get them firsthand, just keep trying with texting or messaging, you know, like that. So there, and also you can do is, sometimes it takes 7 times for people to really become either a loyal customer or get it in their head about the business or anything about it works. So inviting them to something afterwards, your weekly event, an online party, a wrap party of somebody else's, that's really the key, is just getting them to see it again. Having their own party, you know, that's the goal. So 7 exposures is the, you know, or more. You never stop following up from these people until they say, go away, leave me alone. But I always ask them, is it okay if I keep you on my callback list? You know, and most of the time it's yes. So I guess that's it. You got anything else to add, Sarah?
No, that was great. You had some really good tips. Awesome.
So, but vendor events are the bomb. I love them. You can really, you know, connect with every color. Yellows, they, you know, really have a lot of friends and they love connecting. So you can ask them, you know, do you see anybody that could benefit from these other products, you know, and you can get referrals, especially, you know, if they're real quiet and shy. But your blues are all about fun. So you just make it like, hey, let's have a party. You won this, you know. Just give those greens those informations, and if your reds will really, really love how your display looks. You'll be able, they'll look good. They'll love your display. They'll be wanting to ask about income, so you know that you may have a red there, and you can talk about the income. So, but once you learn all those, you can start picking people out, and it's kind of like a fun game. So vendor events are the bomb. I would definitely get as many on your calendar as you can. So, and do them with a friend. That's always more fun. Because if you don't have a lot of confidence by yourself, or if you feel like, you know, event didn't go too good, you always have that friend, sideline friend. They're fun to do together, or somebody on your team. Then you have, you know, more of an It Works mojo going on. Yeah. So, all right. So I think we have the money call coming on right now. If you want to pop on that. I don't know what it's about. Been away all weekend. So thanks for listening, and I will stop this recording really quickly and make sure that I get it up today. So everybody have a great night. Thank you for popping on, and we'll catch you later on next week's call, Zoom. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Cindy. Bye.
Did it stop recording for me? Pause recording.
It's on back. It's on again.